I just want to thank you very much for these digs in here. I've had the good fortune of staying here a couple of times when I come to Washington with other presidents, and I find it a little better than Ramada Inn.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's appropriate that you're in this room because I understand that he liked to laugh. Yeah. President Lincoln. As a matter of fact, he was criticized for it once, and he said, if I couldn't laugh, I couldn't stand this job for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true of you, too, you know. You're the 9th president that I've known, and I noticed that they all want to laugh, you know, because there's a lot of heat.
Yes.
And it's pretty relaxing and relieves a lot of tension.
Listen, incidentally, speaking of things like that, you look good.
Well, yeah, I've been in makeup for 3 days. I saw Earl Scheib had me for 2 hours. This is it.
And you've just come from being honored by the Senate.
You know, that's a wonderful thing, a comedian, you know, being honored by his peers.
But, you know, we go back quite a ways.
Right. I know that I went to South Bend with you for the Newt Rockney premiere.
Yes.
With Pat O'Brien.
Yeah.
And then we went with Luella Parsons over to Dixon, Illinois.
That's right.
Where you were a lifeguard.
Yes.
And you saved 76 people?
77.
You're kidding.
Yes.
You count, huh?
I put notches in a log on the beach.
And now you're trying to do it for the country. You've had a lot of guests here, a lot of wonderful guys, a lot of our friends here. All of them have been back here.
Oh, sure. Charlton Heston was just in the other day.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
He was out campaigning with me. Yeah. And the various local dinners and so forth, the master of ceremonies would get up and he'd go on about Jimmy and his great acting career and so forth. But usually he'd forget about Jimmy being a general in the Air Force Reserve and having flown the Hamburg Run in World War II. And so I would get up and apologize for adding to what the Master of Ceremonies had said and lead up to saying he's Major General Jimmy Stewart in the Air Force Reserve. And one night, the Master of Ceremonies did include that and that part of his career and said Brigadier General Jimmy Stewart. And so when I got up, I said, if you'll forgive me for correcting you, it's Major General Jimmy Stewart. And that night we got back to the hotel and Jimmy said, Ron, he said, that fellow wasn't right tonight. He said, it is Brigadier. He said, I just never corrected you before because it sounded so good.
I love that. That's beautiful. You and I have been around a long time that way.
Yeah.
Well, I've been around a little longer than you. Maybe a month or so.
Yeah. It isn't true, though, that your first Christmas show for the troops was at Valley Forge, was it?
How did I wind up doing a straight one in my own bedroom? No, but it's true, you know? And we're coming out of a recession, I hope. And I have been around long enough, and maybe you have too. I've seen 3 or 4 recessions, you know?
Yes. Well, I lived a long time in poverty, and I know you did.
Because I remember standing in front of the Woods Theater building in New York in 1928, and I had been getting $10 a show, and I was standing there with no food, no job, looking across at Henrici's, the restaurant, watching people eat, just so I wouldn't forget how. And here we are, I'm sitting here with you, and you're giving me a little pad for the night.
Well, listen, tomorrow's going to be a big day for you, so I'll let you go to bed, right over there in Lincoln's bed.
Well, it's been very pleasant.
Well, good to have you here.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, on behalf of the people of the United States, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday.